What's going on, everybody? Review Man here. I hope everybody's staying safe and staying indoors and doing a little bit of social distancing things, 6 feet away, and all this other stuff. But anyway, that's not why I'm here. I'm here today because of the title by the video, "Impractical Jokers," the movie. Yeah, I watched this one the other day. I found it on Xbox, the Xbox store. I'm sure you can find it on iTunes and all this other stuff. But sadly, I'm a huge fan of the Impractical Jokers movie, of the Impractical Jokers show. Not so much the movie, because it just seems that they went overboard with each little challenge that they did. Like, I would say the only like actual funny part where I laughed was probably about in the middle of the movie, whenever they had Murr's birthday party in a strip club, and Murr was sitting right here with the strippers, and all of the other guys were sitting right here. Q, Sal, and Joe, they were all sitting right here, and they started singing "Happy Birthday," and then you see this curtain pop up, and it was actually Murr's nieces and nephews at a strip club at "Happy Birthday." So yeah, that was pretty much the only funny part that I laughed at in the movie. And but anyway, the movie's about Q, Sal, Murr, and Joe. Back in 1990, they snuck into this Paula Abdul concert, and and Sal had a camera, and Joe he pretty much crashed a Paula Abdul concert, acting as getting up on stage wrecking the show. And Paula Abdul was like, "I'm gonna swear I'm gonna have revenge on these guys." So we flash forward, and each and I just want to say, I know I got your face and all that, but I just want to say that their acting is terrible. They just need to. I want them. They just need to stick with doing like what they're doing with the live show. And so, so they're on. They go. They get these tickets from. They see Paula Abdul at a Red Lobster, and they get these tickets from her to go to the concert. But there's only 3 tickets, so they're pretty much going to do what pretty much anything you see on the Practical Jokers. They compete in hidden camera challenges and whoever loses the most doesn't go to the concert. And so they're started at Q has the same car that he was driving at the beginning of the movie in the 1990s, and so they're going down, and their challenges was okay. Like you might have seen the commercial where Joe he was in a cave. I think that was like called Caveman Joe or something like that. And he said, I've been trapped down here for 30 years. What year is this? 2018." And then they did like the whole thing about the whole earpiece and telling Joe like all this other stuff. And then there was then one of the other semi funny things in this movie was whenever they stayed at a hotel, each hotel that they stayed at, they threw Murr's bags. Sal threw Murr's bag one way, and Joe threw another bag the other way, and Murr had to go all over the parking lot to get his bags. But on each hotel that they stayed at, Murr had something different going on. Like the first time that Sal knocked on his door, Murr was hosting like a spin class or whatever. The second time, I think it's whenever Joe knocked on the door. Murr was having this whole like old people bubble party, and I forgot what Q's was whenever Q knocked on the door. But anyway, and they were in each time, and they were like whenever they're going down, they had like this interview where they were interviewing for this I think this basketball team, and they both had. And there was like the challenge was, if you get the job, you win. If you don't, you lose. And if you get the job, you win. If you don't, you lose. And pretty much everybody lost except Joe. He got the job, got the fake job. And then there was I think the first challenge was in the movie that they had to give like a fake eulogy. They had to earn, and they had to get a fake eulogy. And whoever's eulogy was ready to go uh, was ready to go, won the challenge. And of course, everybody's lost. I forgot who won that challenge. I think it was Q that won that challenge. But anyway, movie's going on, and then one of my favorite challenges in the that they did in this movie was the broke down car challenge. Was every time they had to get somebody to help them stop and help them get their car cranked up. Q's was whenever he stopped somebody, he had like all this cocaine and money in the back of the car. Joe's was he had to pretty much mess with the guy, like show him like all the details of the car. Um, Murs was what was Murs? I forgot what Murs was. Oh yeah, Murs was like there was like stuff all in the car, and he had to. And then Sal's was the people that stopped and helped him. He had to make fun of the people, and like I said, and each time y'all if y'all seen the TV show, every time somebody loses they get a thumbs down, but this time they got like 3 or 4 thumbs down, and whenever they got about halfway to Miami, and Sal was like, you know what, I don't care about this, and he was like, I don't care about this, and then he picked up a board, and he was like, okay, everybody, we're going back to Staten Island. Everybody was like, okay, Sal, whatever you want, we'll go back to Staten Island. And Sal was like, okay, let's continue on to Florida. And one of the Q's running gags in this movie was I think he still had the same butter knife, because whenever they met Paula Abdul to get the tickets at the Red Lobster, he had a butter knife. And then whenever they were about to confront Sal about going back to Staten Island or continue on to Florida, he had a butter knife again. So I think he pretty much had the same butter knife. I guess when you're in Practical Joker, you can get to whatever you want. But anyway, on with the movie. And then another challenge was they had to, there was like 2 rounds. They were in this boat, and they were on this tour. And each Joker, they had to pretty much convince the little tour to not let the other person on the boat. And Q's was he had to convince this army guy. He had to convince him not to let this army guy on the boat. And then Joe's was he had to convince them not to let a naked Murr on the boat. It was just disgusting. That part was just disgusting. There was more Murr than I wanted to see. But anyway, we'll continue on with the movie. And so they get to Florida, and whenever they enter into Florida, they see this road sign that says Murr lost. So Murr didn't get to go to the concert, but everybody else got to go to the concert, but Murr didn't. So everybody else is having fun at the concert. They see Paula Abdul. Paula Abdul's like, wait, 1, 2, 3, where's Murr? And he's like, he's dead, did it. And Paula Abdul's like, yeah, I don't care. So Paula Abdul really didn't care about them in the first place. She just wanted them to come to the concert because she was big. But anyway, Murr's walking around Miami. Murr's walking around Florida, and he's just walking around, and he's like, "Wait a minute, I have an idea." So what he does is he goes to the car. Oh yeah, there's one scene in this movie whenever they're in Miami, Murr's walking around. You can see, if you look at this restaurant that he walks past, you can see Will Ferrell back here. He's like, wait a minute, I have an idea. And so what they do is he gets the jacket and the security thing, and he makes his way into the concert. He's like, hey guys, I'm here. And he's like, Murr, what did you do? You messed it up. And Paula Abdul, she's talking to her little manager or whatever, played by Casey Jones, who hosts the after party, the Impractical Joker's after party. And she's like, oh my God, it's them. And so Sal, he got beat up by Paula Abdul earlier in the movie whenever they were in the 90s. And he's like, suck it, Abdul. And he's like, suck it, Abdul. And then he gets tased, and Q and Murr, they go to his aid, or his helping, and they were like, okay, let's get him out back. He's like, where's Joe? Joe gets up on stage, he starts singing and all this other stuff, with Paula Abdul making his hype man, making a distraction, And Paula's like, say hello to all the Impractical Jokers. They're right over here. Here's Joe right here. There's Q, Sal, and Murr over there. And then they all have a good time. And Joe become. Then the movie ends with all them sitting on a at the beach and making their and just talking about the party and all that. And Joe was like, you know what, guys? Paula Abdul asked me to be her hype man, go on concert with her and go on all this other stuff. And they all looked at her and said, Joe, are you gonna do it? And he's like, I might. He's like, nah, I'm not going. And then after that, all three of them get on the Paula Abdul, get passes for Paula Abdul's private jet to go back to Staten Island. And Merv was like, where? And he's like, where's mine? He's like, where's mine? And he's like, well, time to start all over again. And he's like, okay, we're going to get on the jet. You're going to get on that. And it's a biplane that Murr had to pretty much ride. He was strapped to the plane and he was doing all this other. He had to pretty much do that all the way back to Miami. All the way back to Staten Island. But anyway, all in all, it was a decent story. It was a decent redemption story. But wait until it gets cheaper. That's all I'm going to say. Wait until it's cheaper to go see it or go buy it. Hey, go to... But, anyway. Watching Practical Jokers. I'm sure they got reruns. And I don't know if they're going to be doing any more new seasons until this whole this whole virus thing gets over. But anyway, guys. Stay safe. Be well. I'm the Review Man. You are you. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. And wash your hands and don't touch your face.